reason why we started talking, we're all in separate places, and then we said, hey, let's all meet up. So we all met up, went karaoke, and there's always that moment in the night where you don't know what to put in. Do we go hard here, or are we chilling? Like or
especially if you're with like a group of friends who speak English and Japanese, like, are we gonna put in Japanese songs? Yeah. Are we putting in English songs? Yeah. Like, which one are we putting in?
So then I gambled.
Yeah. You rolled the dice.
I did, and I put in an anime song. I put in the Digimon theme song.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
literally everyone. Shing, right? Except Blue.
I fucking love that song.
I've known Blue for 4 years. I've never seen her make a facial expression. Like, never. Until I saw her, I was like, hey, do you know Butterfly? And she's like, oh my god, yeah. And then so we sang that. Yeah, and then we started talking, and then rest is history, man.
I always say anime brings so many people together.
Welcome back to the Half and Half podcast.
I thought this was a Hunter x Hunter.
It's not.
Oh man, you gotta tell me.
But that's why. It was intentional.
Right. Yeah. You have to trick idiots like me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Half and Half podcast with me, Shizuka, and we got a couple guests today.
Hey, we're Blluist. Hey,
woo! Welcome,
Blluist. Blluist, Twitch streamers here in Tokyo. If you don't know who they are, check them out because you should.
Because they're awesome.
And
thank you for inviting us.
Thanks for coming. Yeah. Also, we should preface that we're all really good buddies here. So
yes, Grey we've known for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Before he was Grey.
Before he was Grey. We didn't used to call him Grey. Yeah. We'll just say that.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best here.
I did really enjoy the podcast episode you guys had of Jochi. And I was just sitting there, I was drinking beers, listening to that, and I was just like,
man, I'm glad you saw it.
Sophia Express, I remember that.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, the orientation.
That was episode, I guess that was episode 2 of the podcast. Make sure to check that one out too.
That's
that one's really interesting.
If you want to learn all about university in Japan.
We all went to the same university.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to go through a quick shout out to Kai Kojimoto, who is on producer here.
What's up, everybody?
Make sure to check out his TikTok as well. He's always producer for Half and Half, which is Half and Half. It's not Hunter x Hunter.
I was told it was just the HXH podcast.
It looks like Hunter x Hunter. I'm sorry.
I was like really excited. I was ready to talk about all the arcs and Chimera ants and all that.
Did you study up before you came here?
I'm down to make this an anime podcast. I mean, Trash Taste is slowly not becoming anime.
So
we can absorb some of that.
Yeah.
That's how we trick people to watch this podcast. And listen to it.
Yes.
That's right.
Good strap.
And also, you guys also have collaborated with Joey and Aki, I think. So
that's right.
Different things.
I saw the Squid Game. The Squid Game.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
They were nice enough to invite us.
A 2-day shoot.
It was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Fun.
That was really fun.
I really enjoyed it.
Amazing.
Guys, before we start though, I do want to go into a quick sponsored message. We do have a sponsor today. It's actually a friend. Yeah, let's go. It's a friend who designed a podcast saver. So to describe a podcast saver, basically, if you have a favorite podcast and want to download it fast and easily directly to your phone or computer, you can now with Podcast Saver. And it also has the Half and Half podcast. Basically, any podcast with RSS feed, it is there. Podcast Saver, designed by a friend in Tokyo, so also supporting him. So make sure to check it out. Links in the description.
Check it
out.
A very easy way to download a podcast and save it to your phone or computer.
That's super cool. Because I just realized that you couldn't do that on if you normally just stream podcasts. So it's if you want to download them. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
And then you forget about it and you're like, what was that one thing? And then you just never remember it. And then you have to go through the whole list of that's this 100 episodes. Yeah.
So true. This is a genius idea. And I at first I didn't know that's what Podcast Saver meant. I thought it was it was to save podcasts from dying.
Save with a lack of clout.
Give
it some clout, please.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully
we haven't even gone to 5 episodes. So I hope we don't need saving.
Sponsor my dying podcast.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god, it's like a charity. It's the sponsored charity.
So
But no, the real thing is better. So.
quick question though, I want to ask Blluist. You know, we have Blluist here on this podcast, and there's two things I kind of want to go into, especially talking today. One of them is Halloween, because Halloween is almost here. Halloween 2022, and
Next week, right?
Next week.
Or this
In a
weekend.
few
This
days,
weekend.
yes,
Yeah.
this weekend.
This
Yeah.
weekend.
Yes, and also their experiences being third culture kids. Gray is from Japan, but
Yes.
you went to
I went to an international school here.
American school,
Yeah,
right?
American school for my whole life, and then I went to the same college as you guys.
Yeah.
So very international, and
Mine's
Blue?
completely half and half. It's just half in Japan, half in the U.S.
You just said our
So-
podcast.
that was
You
good.
just said our name. That was a huge
Blue, are
name.
you
Right?
sponsoring this
She's
podcast?
the
What's
perfect
going
guest.
on? God, I'm still ready to talk about Hunter x Hunter over here.
Yeah.
Wait, so hold on, Blue. Were you born in Japan? Or
Yeah,
in the
I was
US?
born here.
Okay. And
where
then-
were you born?
Yokohama.
Oh, okay. Very very
Yeah.
local.
Yes, very low. I went to a very, very normal public school with my uwabaki and nandosuru.
Oh,
Imagine
I
Yeah.
love it.
For the longest time, I thought you were an international school kid.
So I didn't learn English till I was 10.
Really?
So I didn't know any English till then. I was like a normal, just
Till 10?
normal Japanese kid till 10. Yeah.
Whoa, that's amazing. So you moved to the U.S. from 10 years old? That's
At
Around
that
that
time,
time,
you
yeah.
couldn't speak English.
No, I
Right?
could only be like, give me. Or like,
is that what is all you know? Like not like please, but
Like,
give
give
me.
my parents
Give me
because like my parents used to
this.
take like family videos, and it's just a lot of like videos of me wanting to take videos. So it's just me running after my dad saying give me, and it's like, is that the only English I know?
Like you didn't.
Like,
you learned give me
yeah.
before dad and mom, right?
Yeah. I was a really selfish kid, you know.
That's the funny-
I just
and
wanted
you're
the
like,
everything.
necessities, you know?
At 10 years old, just give me. It
Yeah.
sounds like something you'd learn
Give
at
me.
like 2.
Well, because like my
but
dad
yeah.
is American, so he taught me like really simple words, but I couldn't keep a conversation. I couldn't. My listening skills were like non-existent. I couldn't form any kind of sentence. So I just knew like simple words, like I don't know, like names of vegetables or like fruits or whatever. But dog, cat, maybe I don't know, but
Right.
not enough to hold any kind of conversation. And like the first time I moved to the U.S., like I remember like my parents took me to like a playground, and then I was really confused because like this kid came up to me and he kept saying, "Do you want to play tag?" At the time, I didn't know what he was asking, and I thought he kept saying like the tag on my shirt was sticking out. So I ran to my mom. It's like, "Mom, you have to fix my shirt. My tag is sticking out." She's like, "No. It means he wants to play onigokko." I was like, "Wait, what?" It's like, "But he's talking about my tag." He's like, "No, that's what they call it in English."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I went to go play, but that was like
so
one of my
cute.
early memories of.
Wow.
What the fuck is tag?
That's funny because
So-
for
That
me it was the
was so
opposite.
hard,
It was
yeah.
like, what the hell is onigoko?
Yeah, exactly.
Demon Oni?
yeah.
What? That's tag?
Demon.
I was like,
Yeah.
why is that
The
tag?
cursed game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought some kid was just trying to help me with my shirt, you know?
He's like, I want to
So
play with
cute.
you. What's going on?
So how did you learn English from that?
No.
We never really talked about this, but like
I learned English in school. They put me in, there's a ESL program, ELL program, sorry. So it's like English as a second language class.
Isn't that ESL?
Yeah, because we had ESL.
I mean, it's either one. It's either English learner something, English language learners, or English second
Language.
Yeah,
Oh.
language. Yeah. So it's like there's two different names for it, but I was put into one of those classes. So basically, I would take like normal classes in English because I went to like a normal public school. So they would put me in like a normal class, and then during like I forgot what it was, but during some class that the rest of the kids were going to, I would be pulled aside to learn English. So,
Oh,
And this
my
is
God,
during middle
that's
school?
Tough. You do
This
like
was
extra
elementary school.
studying.
yeah, elementary school. So
And
Yeah.
what state was it?
it was in the Northwest.
Northwest.
Voluntary,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Northwest.
Yeah.
Blue doesn't say where she's
No,
from.
because my parents still live there, so and it's not like a really big city.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So-
It might.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Just gotta be careful.
I just want to be careful. So
Right.
When did you move back to Japan though?
So you moved back for school, right?
I moved back for school because I graduated college, and then I moved here to go to secondary school, like fashion school. So
Oh, you mean so your college was like a seimongakko, like a.
No, I went to normal school, like normal college, university.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I went to fashion school.
Okay.
So what was that, like 22, 21?
Yeah.
When do you
Like
graduate
the
college?
age?
I think
remember.
around
I can't
22.
do math,
Around
but
22, I think.
21,
22.
so around there.
Depends
yeah.
on how good
yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
I think it depends
Some
on
people are like 26.
Did you have a reverse culture shock coming back?
No.
Okay, so you're pretty used to it.
Well, I mean,
You
because,
always,
like,
you always visited Japan, right? Like over the...
yeah. So I mean, for me, I never really felt like I was American, even though yes, I am mixed, and technically, I don't really consider myself full Japanese either. But if I had to pick one, I consider myself more Japanese. So when I was living there, I always felt like I was just visiting. Like I never considered America my home. So like even when I was little, I just remember thinking like, I want to go home. I want to go home. So my whole like the reason I went to state college, and that was so I would have enough money to go back to Japan, because my whole plan was graduate college, I'm moving back to Japan.
Really?
So since middle school or high school, that was my plan, because I didn't want to be in America anymore. So
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
So like, I guess I didn't really have culture shock, because I had so much culture shock going over there that like this was my comfort zone. Like I didn't. Like there's so many shows where like you grew up with like American TV shows.
Yeah, like
I
Cartoon
didn't,
Network
and
and
he knows so many that I've never seen.
I know. So many
So it's
references I would say to Gray in
Yeah.
college. I'd be like, how do you know this?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like
You grew up
candies
in
and things.
Japan.
Candies,
like,
I'd be
Yeah,
like,
those are Sour Patch Kids in
I'd be
Japan.
like quoting
What is
Fresh
it?
Prince of Bel-Air, and he's like, yeah, I know all of this. I'm like, what?
So
It
amazing.
was. I think for me it was because I would like travel to. I went to like camp in America, or I went to Hawaii with my parents. Then like for like summer school over there, so it'd be like 2 to 3 months of American television, and it would always just be Scooby, and all the things that we had Scooby Doo over here in Japan, but they would just be shows and just commercials and like food, like American food, like Reese's and like all this stuff.
That's so American.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
That
I miss
didn't
those
happen.
things now because you can't get them in
You
Japan.
cannot.
No, you can't.
Real quick, you said you went to camp. Was it band camp?
It was not. It was not bad.
It was basketball.
I
say,
highly
man,
doubt
where
Gray
the
went
band
to band camp.
For the,
Like,
for the meme purposes, I regret now that I didn't go to band camp.
Just
but
for the
yeah.
memes.
Yeah, it was a basketball.
Yeah.
It was a basketball camp.
You played basketball.
Yeah, I was a basketball kid. Dude.
what?
Yeah,
I didn't know that
Yeah.
actually.
I played basketball from like 6th grade to 9th grade, and then after that I just stopped playing. But yeah, I was like all through middle school, like basketball. It was really weird. It was basketball and pop punk was like the two, like
What the
it was
heck?
like Blink 182 and like that's when I started to really listen to that type of music, and I started to really get into music in about 6th grade. But I also got really into basketball, and I don't know.
No.
And then
Wait, what was
That's
the
something
reason?
I never knew about you. It's
yeah, 'cause
like
my
that.
brother used to play basketball,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
my brother's 10 years older than me, so anything that he did was kind of cool.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was
You
always
try to
like,
copy him.
yeah. And,
Kawaii.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then I played basketball, and then it was just kind of like something like all the games that I had and stuff were like NBA Street and stuff like that.
What
But a
the
lot of
heck?
sports
This
games.
is like
Well,
the
I
image.
didn't know.
My image has changed.
Yeah,
Like, your
'cause-
sports basketball, like,
Mhm.
damn.
Because when we met Gray, you were like fully,
Music.
you know,
Music,
music
Gray.
and like
I
punk.
love
You had the
music,
punk
yeah.
stuff. When we first met you, you had this emo hair.
I was a scene
You
kid,
had the
yeah.
emo hair. So
Yeah,
I,
Yeah, it was good hair.
That's
I
such a-
lost my
I like-
hat at orientation camp, my emo hat,
oh
and I
no.
was
Oh.
so upset.
That's how you know you're a
no.
little punk.
Wait,
punk
did
emo.
you have a beanie or was it like a side
No,
cap
it
thing?
was a fitted cap. It was a Mishka fitted cap with an eyeball on it, with
Oh.
like purple, and then
Oh God.
underneath the bill was like teeth.
Of course.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
God.
okay,
Yeah.
It
that's
actually
yeah.
sounds awesome.
It was a very cool hat, and I lost it. But yeah, that was
So
definitely
tragic.
yeah. And then so I went to For me, it was like basketball, and then so you came back to Japan, went to your Senmongakko, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you met your best friend that was dating
His
our
best friend.
friend.
Oh, your guys' friend. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
guess you
yes,
all went
yes,
to
yes,
school together.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
That's right.
Our
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
and that's how I met Blue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
I know.
That was
'Cause-
such a random like connection.
That was like 5 years ago, more?
That's more.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I knew her for 4 years before I said even one thing to her.
Yeah. I didn't remember his name.
Me neither. Yeah.
For the longest
But
time,
you're
I was
just
like,
like-
oh, the guy with the plugs.
Yeah.
That's all I
The guy
remember.
with the plugs.
Because the first time I met him, he had like neon pink plugs. So I was like, oh, okay. It's the guy with the plugs.
She keeps talking to me about the fact that every single time the first time we met, this amazing, legendary date, he's like, you were just bitching about your ex.
Yeah, you were.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I went home thinking like, oh my god, like I would not want to be in that relationship. Like, oh my god, like why are they still together? And then I went home and he's like, what was his name again? Whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that was
yeah.
the first time you met,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you didn't talk for like 4 years.
Because we would meet during like that friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh yeah, that one guy. Like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah.
We would
Yeah.
never
Okay.
exchange names
Which
again.
means that you guys have met her.
Yeah,
that's true.
Many times.
I
like,
just-
within.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought it's been like 5 years max.
Mm-hmm.
Max.
Not-
Sorry. Not
it always
max,
happens,
just
that
like
always happens.
maximum.
Because it's
'Cause
5
we-
years since we started dating.
Yeah, and we've been
And-
we've been dating 6 years
Wow.
almost.
6
Whoa.
years.
Yeah.
And then
We knew each
started
other 4 years,
4 years
before that. So
it's like 10 years. So it's 10 years ago that you guys
Yeah.
saw
That
her.
was 10 years
Yeah.
ago? That's
Yeah.
wild. I cannot imagine. What?
Yeah.
My concept of time in Japan is going kind of really wonky now. Because I thought I've only been in Japan for like, I thought it was 12 years, but now I'm like, I think now it's like 13.
yeah, I think it's longer.
But I feel like the
It's probably
pandemic
longer.
screwed it up. I think I
Yeah.
stopped
Yeah.
counting
They
it during the
erased years, yeah.
pandemic.
I do feel like Tokyo time it's kind of weird.
Mhm.
Like things
Yeah.
just move fast, and then but also things are changing but aren't changing. So like a year will go by, and you're like, what the heck?
It
just
doesn't help
Is this
that
just
they
age?
celebrate. they don't. They celebrate things 2 months earlier than the actual month. So like they'll like celebrate like Halloween things, like Halloween
true, yeah,
food
yeah.
and stuff, like a month before.
That's true.
And there's already Christmas
Yeah,
stuff
there's already
out.
Christmas
Like,
I
stuff.
already saw Christmas stuff
Yeah.
out in
it
Tokyo.
doesn't help. Like it's just fasting time. Like it's just like I feel like
Fasting time.
it's making time go faster. Like I
It's
just,
even
fast
fasting
forward.
it.
It's fasting
yeah,
it.
before I know I'm 30 now. I'm like it. Like,
It's
yeah.
crazy how fast it goes by. But speaking of like the weird celebrations, I saw on TV today somebody with a Halloween Christmas tree up.
A Halloween Christmas
Like it was
tree.
literally a Christmas tree with pumpkins on it.
all right.
Like
What?
jack-o'-lanterns
Oh my
hanging on
God.
the tree.
makes decorating
It's actually
easy, I
It
guess.
does though.
Yeah.
You just
Doesn't
get
sound-
the tree up, you
Yeah.
just take off
Exactly.
the
Yeah, and just
pumpkin.
switch it with
They're
Christmas.
too lazy
though, right?
to-
Holy
Yeah.
cow, that's amazing. They're like, let's just do it both at the same time.
They're creating like
Skip-
because we don't have Thanksgiving. Like that's it. Like it's like the
Yeah.
it's like the
Well,
in the middle.
Usually, yeah, right after Halloween, like as like midnight happens and then all the stores close and they're like in the stores changing everything
Yeah, and
to
then
be
it's
Christmas
Mariah Carey.
thing.
Yeah.
Mariah
Yeah,
Carey.
Mariah
And
Carey.
then
Literally.
November 1st comes around and everything is Christmas.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It never
sorry.
fails in Japan. That's like the way it works.
Right? It's November 1st on the dot. Like we
Mhm.
can
It
can keep our eye on that out for that, and
It's gonna happen.
November
Yeah.
1st.
Yep.
For some reason, they do Oktoberfest every month of the year.
I know, right? Yeah.
You can find
I
an
know.
Oktoberfest
In May.
Yeah, like
In the summer, they do
Yeah.
Oktoberfest. I was like, wait, is Oktoberfest like? I thought that meant October,
Yeah,
and then
I
was
started
like,
thinking, isn't that referencing the month?
I know that's what I thought
Yeah.
too. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
am
do.
I wrong? Like I just
Japan is crazy with their holiday celebrations. That's
Yeah.
for
Any
sure.
reason to drink, honestly.
I
Yeah.
think, I'm trying to
this
think.
is a good moment to mention that we are casually drinking today.
Mhm.
So let's do a
Casually.
quick kampai, shall we?
Kampai.
Kampai! Yay!
Kampai, our first, did I say this already? You're the first guest on the Half and Half podcast.
We're really, really happy.
So-
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome you guys.
appreciate
this is so
it.
cool.
So, yes.
Because we've been talking about having you guys on. Because
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Yeah,
it now,
it's been in the works.
I'm really glad.
Especially because we have a lot of we also worked at I was about to say the name. we
English
we worked
cafe.
at the same English school and cafe that we talked about in another episode.
I remember that episode, yeah.
Us and Gray. So we also have a lot of we covered a lot of similar topics
Yeah.
so far.
Did you watch that episode? I don't know if you did.
The one we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I watched
That-
it, yeah. And I
And
was
the-
like, yeah, that's really real.
And
Like,
then-
she's going deep. She is okay.
English conversation cafes. I mean, we don't have to go into it too much, but that the best part I think about it was the pre-gaming at
The pre-gaming
international
before
parties.
parties.
It was unbelievable.
We were like, it was yeah.
That
for
was a thing.
College
Yeah.
students were like, wow, free alcohol and just gotta talk to people
Yeah.
in
Oh,
English.
what?
And they paid us.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was pretty
Oh,
cool.
God.
It was cool as a 22-year-old or 21
Right?
year
Yeah, I
old.
can see that. Yeah.
We might have to. I don't know how in detail or like you talked about it, but there was like a party in Shibuya, and then I went with my friend, the person that met us.
Yeah.
That the reason why I know you, that guy T.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So T Dog was there, and then we got blasted at the party, and then in the Shibuya place, there was a back room, and we just passed out there, and then we woke up for a 9 a.m. shift the next day.
Oh my
Oh my god, you guys probably smell
Oh my God,
disgusting.
Oh
stayed there
my
overnight.
God.
You must have been
Shit.
disgusting.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That was like college, like until they were like, yeah, you can't do that, and we're like, you guys finally noticed you can't do this anymore. Like, oh my god.
so funny.
I
The
definitely
fact that
had.
they just
Yeah.
like let you stay, like somebody just left you there overnight.
Oh, that's right. People could just like stay at the
Yeah.
It was pretty
conversation
chill.
cafe.
I mean, that wasn't officially allowed. It was
Yeah.
just, people who were working
Why
there
was
really
this, like-
chill.
looking back, it's like this doesn't sound like it should have been allowed at all.
Yeah.
Or a job.
I know.
Not- like maybe it's just like a house party.
It's like volunteer work, maybe.
It's 'cause
Should I
we
get
don't
paid for it?
Wow.
It's because we
like-
don't get house parties. I feel like that's like our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like our replacement for house parties during college, I feel like.
English
we-
conversation parties.
We did it.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of sad.
They were pre-game parties and everybody could speak English, so it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, and like we had a good time. I have fond memories. Like I feel bad for everyone that I taught at that time, you know, but I feel like it was cool. Like, did I tell you how I got that job?
I remember you coming in for an interview.
And then I had plugs, and I thought it was like I didn't know how
Yeah.
strict it was. So then I took all my piercings out and band-aided I taped my
You taped
ears
your-
to seem like I didn't have holes in my ears. And the person that interviewed me was like, "What are you hurt?"
Yeah.
And,
did you go in like with a plan? Thinking
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I had a button shirt, and I was like
Like-
ready to go. And they're like, "Are you hurt?" And I was like, "No, like, okay, I'll be honest, I have piercings." And I was like, "Okay, I'll tell you right now, you doing that is so much worse than you just coming in with your piercings. Do you have your piercings?" Like, "Yes, I do." "Put them in. You're fine." And then I was just like, "Okay."
wow.
And then yeah, I got the job, but I was just like,
It does sound like
yeah,
you
Hilarious.
nervous.
You bandaged your ears. That is like kind of sketchy though.
Yeah, and it like and not bad. It like doesn't even look good. Like it's just like duct tape on my
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
At the time, I'm sure you're like, oh, this is a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
this is a better
You
idea.
can get like skin colored plugs. You didn't think about that?
18-year-old Gray did not think that at all.
But you came up in like dressed up too. You
Oh,
had
yeah, like
your
college
button-up
shit,
shirt.
yeah.
With duct tape ears.
And then I went upstairs and they're like, "I'll show you what the job is like." And I go up there, literally dude with a hole in his shirt is working. I'm like, "Jeez, dude, this place is popping off, man."
And the whole
The
the shirt
golden
person
years.
is the CEO of the company,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking
Oh
about?
Like,
my
yeah, he owns the
God.
place. Oh, I was like, okay. I thought you were like Baito or something. No. But he was
How
like,
did
yeah.
this happen?
Yeah.
It was a very chill place.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
We-
good while it lasted.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't know that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
say that.
I don't work
I
there.
think you're
but, you know.
better
You
off
escaped-
not knowing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
We wouldn't have been friends if
I don't think so either.
But then we
Yeah.
did actually. So the reason why we started talking was because after 4 years of knowing each other, there was a moment that I just broke up with my girlfriend about 6 months before,
Mhm.
and then Blue also broke up with her boyfriend pretty recently, and then
Like 2 years ago.
was it 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
two. So
I,
there
I
were-
was single for a while.
Okay, so
Oh.
okay, and then so we're all in separate places, and then we said, "Hey, let's all meet up." So we all met up, went karaoke. That was we all did that.
Yeah.
And there's always that moment in the night where you don't know what to put in. Like, it's like, do we go hard here or are we chilling? Like is this
Or
the part?
especially if you're with like a group of friends who speak English and Japanese, like, are we gonna put in Japanese songs?
Yeah.
Are we putting in English songs? Like, which one are we putting in?
So then I gambled,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna put
You
in.
rolled the dice.
I did,
Yeah,
and
I
I
did,
put
yeah.
in an anime
Yeah.
song. I put in
Oh!
the Digimon theme song.
Yeah.
right?
Oh!
Literally,
Guys over here, that's like, oh,
yeah,
that's
literally
legit.
everyone shing, right? Except Blue.
Yeah.
And Blue, like, I've
I
never.
fucking love that song.
Like,
It's so good.
I've known Blue for 4 years.
Yeah.
I've never seen her make a facial expression. Like, she was just. For 4 years. Like never.
Zero for 4 years.
Like, until I saw her, I was like, hey, do you know Butterfly? And she's like, oh my god, yeah. And then so we sang that, and then after that, we're like, you like Digimon? And then we started talking, and then all my friends were gonna come over to our house that night.
Yeah.
So then
So then your friend invited me, not you.
Yeah, because I
was like, hey, we're going to Gray's house. You want to come? And I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
then we started talking, and then rest is history, man. Like it was Digimon.
It was Digimon. See,
yeah.
this, I always say anime brings
So
so many people together. Anime brings couples together. It makes
true.
relationships
I do want to
last.
add one thing, though, is when we did go over to his house, the movie he put on was...
Can we not talk about that?
I'm ready.
So it's something, I mean, after we sing Digimon, you would think, like, oh, let's watch Digimon or something. No, he put on a documentary about indie
It's called Indie Game the movie. It's like a
Wait, I
documentary.
have seen
You've seen that with the Super Meat Boy?
Like, don't get me wrong, it's good. It's because, it's because we were talking about how, like, I like games, he likes games. So he's like, oh, there's this really great documentary. And then that's what he put on.
Were you just like hoping for Digimon or like?
No, but like the rest of our friends are not interested whatsoever. So it's just Gray and I watching this like documentary, and then the rest of our friends are just like talking.
And that documentary is pretty depressing. It's about these like indie game guys, and like nothing goes right, and it's just like, and we're just like, wow, that was good.
Yeah, that was, interesting.
What a choice.
It's like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Why did you put a documentary on at a party?
because that's just me.
Who does that?
I just grade it. You know, like that was such a great
The
moment.
gray zone, just
Yeah.
grade it.
So
And then
funny.
we just started talking, and then she would come over all the time, and then we started realizing that Star Wars was another common interest that we had.
Ooh.
So we'd watch Star Wars together and blah blah blah. And then honestly, like after a couple weeks, I asked you out, and then we've been. You know what's crazy?
Well,
So-
only just a couple weeks.
Yeah. So what's even crazier is that since the day that I asked her out, we've lived together.
Oh, what?
We've never spent a night unless like she has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like living wise, that from the day that I asked her out, she came over to my house. We've lived in the same place
What?
Yeah.
for 5
Really?
years. Yeah.
Holy, that's a
Wow.
streak.
Because then we moved in together like what? How many months after? 4
Like
months.
technically.
Yeah,
we
4
moved-
months.
Yeah,
After.
we officially moved in
Right,
4
right,
months
yeah,
after,
yeah.
but she would just be over and she would just keep bringing stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
you never go home, and then
Cause you would always be like, hey, you want to spend the night? I was like, okay, sure. And that just went on for like every single day. So I was like, okay, I guess I don't have to go home.
so the first
So-
time I saw her room was when we moved out of my
Yeah,
place
yeah,
and moved
yeah.
in together.
Oh,
That was the first
wow.
time.
Because I lived in like a storage closet. It was tiny. Like
Yeah.
I had room for my futon. I slept in the same room as my fridge was like I could just reach over to my fridge from my futon
Oh.
kind of like level of small.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Like,
I know
I've been
those.
there.
So
I've
yeah,
been there.
I've been there too.
Like it was tiny.
And she was a fashion school kid, so she has all these like mannequins and stuff. So that also takes up space too. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it seemed like a very artsy space. And then we moved in together, and then we got a dog together, and then it's just now it's we're engaged. So it's like
Woo!
Right, yeah.
The rest
Once
is
again,
history.
congrats.
it's pretty crazy.
So wait, what made you know that she was the one?
Well, she didn't leave me.
That's actually a big
She stuck with me. Like, with me? Like, she had to deal with me every day? Like honestly, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, what was the best thing, or for me, was that everything just seemed natural. From the first day that we started living together, it just seemed extremely natural that we lived together. And I feel like people told us it was a bad idea. Don't do it. Give yourself time. But everything was so natural. And now we get to even share like our creative, careers, as you say, like as because we're on Twitch together. So there's no moment where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go stream on Twitch for 6 hours, and she's like, what the hell, like video games? Like there's none of that where she doesn't understand what content creation is about.
Yeah,
so
Right.
that's completely in line.
Right.
And so to me, it's just I'm just very lucky. How about you, Blue?
That's so cool.
Yeah, what is blue on it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I think it helps that like we're like he's my best friend. So like it's not just it's not just like a romantic relationship. There's like friendship relationship too in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about like, oh, we're compatible romantically. I think we're compatible just being in a room together. Like, like
As
we can
people,
tolerate each other,
yeah.
if that makes sense. So
Yeah. But that's
I
actually
mean,
very
you know,
important. No, but that is an important
Yeah.
thing, obviously.
So for the last several years, you guys have been living together and like spending every day together, and now you're also streaming together every single day. Do you ever feel like it's too much though? Like you need some time, like breather, or like some time apart? How do you?
I
feel?
mean, we don't like, just because we're in the same apartment together doesn't mean we're doing the same thing together all the time. So like I would play games by myself. He would play games by himself. Like we're not like, he might be in like the PC room and then I'll be in the living room kind of thing. So it's not like we're spending all day together like attached at the hip. So it's not. Yeah, I don't. Nah.
Yeah.
It just works, right?
Yeah, that
works.
makes sense.
There is a moment where, you know, we're like, oh, we don't go on dates anymore or anything like that. It's just we're always thinking about, you know, content creation in a sense of like, you know, what do we want to do for next stream? And I think that, to me, that's not a problem. But I think
It's more of a problem for me.
because for me, you know, being able to create content and just do something creative together with my significant other is like a dream come true. So to me, I think for her, it was harder to kind of first to really get used to like, you know, blur the boundaries.
Because I mean, there's still times where I'm like, you know what, like today we don't have a stream today. Like, do you have to just? Is that all you could talk about with me? Sometimes I think that, like, not gonna lie, because like you know, we're meeting up with friends, and on the way there, he's like, oh, so I was thinking about this for our next stream. It's like, like
True.
really, like today, like right now, like we're just, you know, we're on our way to go see a friend. Like, you really want to do this right now?
Yeah, I do have
so
that.
because he's a workaholic. Like,
That is like-
not, I mean, okay, that's a bad term for it, but it's more like he loves working, as in he likes, like his mind is constantly thinking of new things to do.
Like creatively,
So,
not
yeah,
like my
yeah.
day job. I don't
He
ever
hates
think
his
about
day
it.
job,
Yeah.
So not his day job,
the
but like
day
when it
job.
comes to like content creation and stuff, he's always thinking of something to the point where like that's his hobby, and so it's hard to get him out of that space. So like if we aren't doing anything towards our stream or our, I don't know, video or whatever we're working on, he gets bored. And when he's bored, it's like the world's ended. Like, no, like it's such a big deal because he starts freaking out. He's like, I need to find something to do. Or he'd be like, all right, Blue, we're gonna do this. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, because we do like a lot of like a lot of our like visuals and all of our like logos and stuff we do by ourselves.
Yeah.
So then I'll think of just one thing to like, hey,
Yeah.
can you think of like, I have this concept. Do you think you can? Because she's the one that can actually do stuff like draw stuff, and I can do
Right.
text and stuff like that. So then it's like, hey, Blue, dude, I have this idea, this concept for this logo. Do you think you can do it in like 20 minutes?
Wait, why is there such a timeline for it? Like,
yeah.
why is there a deadline?
And then she's like, you know, it's gonna take a day. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like
Yeah.
to me, like I
Why
just
do you need
throw
it in 20
something out.
minutes?
Yeah, so it's like I think it's just like,
Because I'll be working on something for 20 minutes, and then I'll be like, do you think that's something that we can do? And then like show each other after time.
no, that's not how that works. But
Yeah.
Your sense of time is like it's the time blindness. Maybe I don't know.
It needs to be done really fast.
Yeah.
Really
But I'm never like, you have to do
no,
this.
no,
or anything
he
like
usually
that.
understands because I'll be like, no, that's not gonna be doable in 20 minutes.
And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
So
It's gonna take a few
your
days.
emotes and all those are drawn by you?
No, emotes, we hired someone to do emotes, but our merch is all
Yeah.
designed, drawn by me.
We've been doing a lot. We've been going hard on merchandise and like just logos and just really trying to get our, you know, not brand, but just solidifying what Blluist looks like, and you know, and what, because Blluist doesn't make sense.
What does that
What do you
mean?
mean?
Like the
Because-
Bluist.
The name
yeah.
is just a username. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like we didn't think of like, oh, what should we name our channel? It used to be my username for Instagram. And like all my
That
socials.
was your username before?
Yeah. So that's what I use for everything. Like I had, you know, my Instagram, Twitter, everything was called Blluist,
Yeah.
just because
Wait,
it was
can
just
can I ask why? Like, is blue
Yeah, so-
actually your favorite color?
no, actually.
You should-
Ooh, what's
but
the
no,
story behind
Like
it?
I really like adding suffix to words to make new words for usernames.
Okay.
I know. I don't
It's cool. No, it's cool. I like it. I like it.
It's a really weird hobby, but yeah. So like my.
She's weird.
Because like.
That's why.
Really
you-
into grammar.
and
I
that's
like
how
it.
you
I
knew.
like it.
Yeah. I'm getting
No, I
really
just
turned
like-
on right now.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Well, like I guess like I don't know where it came from, but yeah, I don't really remember where it started from, but I didn't really like just using just a normal like everyday word as a username. So I wanted to think of a new word or whatever. I know it's just yeah. So it started with like my PlayStation tag was glacierism.
Glacierism.
Yeah, I know.
That I like this. I like.
I know.
So edgy.
Yeah, so
I just want to think about what the definition of that would be.
I don't know.
Glacier.
But yeah, I just
It's
really
just
like
to be
It's
a
like-
glacier.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
because like landscape wise, I really like those like
That's a
Arctic
really nice
photos of
name,
like
though.
glaciers and icebergs and stuff like that. So I also had an account called Iceberged. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much.
That sounds like some like sexual position. I got iceberg.
Whoa!
Sounds like a
Iceberg
play.
last weekend.
That's like a plug.
But-
I don't know.
Yeah, so
I got berg last weekend.
Oh my god.
but like those two are really hard to say, and they're really long. So I just took the blue from the color of like glaciers and icebergs.
Oh.
That's it. My favorite color is not blue.
That's the origin.
This,
not-
this is the
yeah.
origin
So
story.
you just really like glaciers.
Yeah. I really like the icy like landscape. It's really cold and it's really pretty, and it's like these muted like colors of like gradation of white to blue, and I thought it was really cool.
That's
And,
awesome.
and the reason why she used a username on Twitch is because we were never meant to stream on Twitch.
Yeah,
We
it was
never
only
we
It was only supposed to be like a temporary thing.
Yeah, and like it's to me, I think it's like a really cool origin story. Now that I think of it, was that she was in a really toxic relationship. No. Work.
What are you talking
She was in a-
about?
Wait, that would be me. That would be me. That would be me. Cut this out. Cut this out.
How did you, how did you said it with so much conviction?
No. Cut it out. Beep. All right.
How do you just say something so incorrect?
No. She was in a toxic workplace.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was in a really toxic relationship
your
with this
relationship
guy
is
named Gray.
great.
He was an asshole.
She's in a really
For like
toxic-
6 years.
she was in a toxic workplace, and then she. Is this a story that I should tell, or
You can, yeah.
Okay, so she was in a really toxic workplace that in fashion, and she quit. And then she was very happy that she quit, and then she got a new job at another fashion place. And then so she goes over to the place and she like buys all these like notebooks and stuff and like all these pens, gets ready for the new gig, and then goes over to the new job. And then I get a call from lunch because it's lunchtime.
Not from lunch, you
and
mean
then-
during lunch.
Let me tell the story. All right.
Is this the
You're
chew
not
line?
a grammar
Is this
nerd
the-
enough for
is
this. You
this
gotta
the
let
highball
Blue with the
talking?
grammar.
So I
lunch
get a call from Lunchist, and then she calls me, but she's bawling. And at that moment, I go, what's wrong? Because I thought she was calling from lunch, right? And then so she was like from lunchtime, and she was like, I just got fired on the first day of work.
Yeah.
On the first day of work.
First day?
And what happened was that her old toxic workplace, because they're in the same fashion industry,
Apparently, my new old boss talked.
and then talked
I
shit on
don't
her
really
about
know
her.
like
Yeah.
exactly what everything they said, but my guess is some words were exchanged, and so as soon as I stepped into the office, they took me aside and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you're not a good fit." So I got fired on the first job.
So then I come home. I get off work early. I come home and Blue is just folding clothes in the corner. Like everything is fine. It's already in the closet. She took all the clothes out and she's just
refolding
folding her
them.
clothes, just bawling
Yeah.
on all the clothes, and like silently, right? And I was like, "This is unbelievable." Like I've never seen. Since that day, I've never seen her that sad. And then I was like, "All right, I need to do something." And then so I said, because her brother streamed on Twitch and we used to play games together. We used to just play games on our days off. I was like, you know what? Don't think about anything. You're going to sit down. I'm going to figure out how this works. And I'm just going to make a Twitch account and we're just gonna just do it for the weekend, just have fun. I propped up a PS4 camera on our dog's toy box because that was the only.
We needed something to prop it up on.
And then I figured out how to.
Because we didn't have a PC at the time.
Yeah, we only had MacBooks, and then we only had our PS4. So we were streaming from the PS4, and then I was like, let's just go for it. And then we streamed a little bit. And then it didn't work because at the time, the games that we were trying to stream wouldn't natively let us stream from the PS4. It would just cancel it. And then we're like, okay, this doesn't, we're not streaming. So I said, we took a shower. I still remember this. We took a shower, and I said, I think you can just stream from our phone. And we should just have this thing called, because IRL was starting to become a thing. I said, let's just stream from our phone. Just prop it up on our little phone thing and just say, help us.
Yeah, how do you stream on Twitch?
How do you stream on Twitch? Call it troubleshoot.
Yeah.
And that was our first real stream.
Whoa!
And then people came in. There was two or three people came in, started to talk to us, and then that kind of started to grow, and then Blue was like, I need to find a job. She was like, I need to find a job because, I can't do this. And then I said, I have not seen you actually enjoy life in the last 2 years. Do this for 6 months. I'll pay rent for 6 months. Just do this. And if you like it and if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it won't go anywhere. And then after that, we've been streaming for 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
That's
what
a
a
username.
great story.
Whoa. So that's why the name's Blluist.
That's why we never thought of a
changed it.
channel name. That was just a username that she used.
That is so cool.
Great,
That's a great origin story.
You really pulled through.
Yeah, you did.
I know, right?
You really did.
That is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because I'm a creative
Awe-inspiring.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you understood. Right?
I was thinking, because I didn't show my face.
In the
first.
beginning,
Yeah, because I
Did
wanted.
you wear a mask?
No, you were just off camera.
Why did your mind go there first?
No.
Just off camera.
I would be off camera talking. So then we would do IRL streams. People would be like, you gotta find Gray. So then I would take a picture of Anu. For people that don't know, we have an Italian greyhound, a little puppy named Anu, and his eyes are really big.
Yeah.
And I would take the picture. People would zoom into his eyes and see my reflection taking that picture. And then they silhouette it and be like, that's Gray. That's Gray. That's Gray. Yeah, or the reflection from her sunglasses.
Oh
and
my
stuff
God.
like that.
Or storefronts.
People love
windows and stuff.
the
Yeah.
face reveal.
They love
Like, I
sleuthing on
got
the
it.
internet.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it didn't last that long, but
It did not. But
So you did an official reveal.
yeah, we did
yeah.
we were playing Kingdom Hearts. You remember the face reveal, right?
Yes.
So we were playing Kingdom Hearts, and then I had a save file ready for the final boss because I made a bet with everybody in our community that I would, before Kingdom Hearts 3 would come out, I would play every single Kingdom Hearts up until then.
Whoa.
And then
Within a span of a month.
Holy.
And then I was at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, but she didn't play Kingdom Hearts 1. So she was just randomly in one of the first stages.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, Gray has something to do, blah blah blah. So she's
he's
streaming.
not here today. Is that what I said?
Streaming for about 2 hours. And then she silently stands up.
No, I said I'll go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so then she
I
goes
stood
up.
I had a reason.
And then the menu would start to change. Because I would change it to my save file.
Yeah, because I gave him the controller off screen.
And then I switched shirts with her.
Just sat down.
And then I just sat down, didn't say anything, and I just started playing from the last stage. And everyone's like, oh my god, is that great? Oh my god. And I'm just like, shut
who
up,
the fuck
dude.
is this guy?
Dude, I'm just playing here, man. Guys, everyone calm down. And that was the first time that... And before that, we did a thing called Find Gray, where I made a complete throwaway account, and I would stream a game with a face cam, and people in the community would have to find me.
Oh my gosh!
So that-
on Twitch.
Yeah.
Just
So it was
through all of
Yeah.
the.
So
It was
like
hide and
people,
seek, yeah.
so people would go to random accounts with Asian dudes and be like,
You're like,
"Are you Gray?" And they're like, "Who's Gray?" And like, who the fuck is
Just
Gray?
find the random Asian dude.
Yeah, and then they.
So funny.
Yeah, they're like, dude, I just got banned from like 2 channels for asking
For asking
Gray.
who's
It was
Gray,
like they
yeah.
thought it was like some like a D's nuts joke or something. Like that. Like,
Wait, did you
That's
save that clip?
super
Is that
fun.
up somewhere?
no, so we
That
don't
was
have the
before,
face reveal.
Yeah, that was before.
Oh, before you
Yeah.
like could save or knew how to save VODs
Yeah.
or something.
Really?
I thought we did, but we didn't. But
Aw.
that
Yeah,
did,
that would
but-
have been good.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and it was like yeah, everyone was like, oh my god, and then after that, we can do IRL streams, and then since that, and that was like year 1, and then we were able to like stream together, but
Whoa.
on our face. But.
I had no idea about all of this backstory.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But that's super
The lore. This
cool.
is
So
the lore.
the OG Blluist fans will know.
Did the
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
the ones who searched for Grey.
Did the-
I love
Yeah,
that.
they did.
what happened to
I
the
love
first
that.
2 or 3 people that were helping you troubleshoot on that first
Some
day?
of them are still here.
They're still.
There are mods.
That's awesome.
And the first person that ever subbed to us would sometimes come by, even to this day. I still remember when we first got, because on Twitch you have to get affiliate to get subscribers, where it's like paid subs. And then I remember as soon as we announced that we got affiliate, we got a sub, and that guy still like is,
Soft spine.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And then our mods are people that were there from the very like beginning. We don't really have mods. We only have 2 mods, but we haven't changed it since that first time.
Yeah.
We haven't
Wow.
changed.
Okay.
Our channel doesn't have. We don't like to.
We've been very
promote.
fortunate.
Yeah.
So
That's
wholesome.
so cool.
Yeah, our
It is
community
a
just
very
mods
wholesome, yeah.
themselves.
It's
Yeah.
so wholesome.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
like whoever is watching this on YouTube, like you guys have to comment if you're the OG Blluist fans and you actually
Oh, God.
watched the face reveal of Grey. Let us know in the comments. I really want to see.
There's one legendary. It's called the 10th day incident. The 10th day we started streaming, I didn't know how to use OBS, and I was
Oh.
doing settings in my underwear,
Oh,
and I hit go live.
On accident, he had no idea.
Yeah, I had
Oh my
no
God.
idea.
Just in your underpants?
Yeah, and then it would be like who became our mod was like, dude, you're live, you're live,
With your camera on.
Yeah, and I was like, I had to
I
turn
was
it
like,
off.
oh no. So yeah, some people already knew what he looked like because
The
he's
10th
just standing,
the
like
10th
he's just sitting
day
there, just
incident.
streaming this, like internet face, like
Yeah,
just
that's why I
staring
was
into
like,
his
I'm
camera.
gonna give you mods, so shut up.
You're promoted. Just
So
Yeah.
they saw you in your underwear?
Well,
or-
I think I was just chilling there with like.
It was just from
It
here.
was just,
like, it
okay,
wasn't-
so
yeah,
you're
you couldn't
good.
see anything,
Oh,
but so it was before he did his face reveal. So it's just like you know,
I ruined it.
They just see this
Oh.
screen with this dude just like
random
just,
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just staring at his computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm glad.
hilarious.
I like you that you gave it a name. Like
The 10th
10th
day
day
The
incident.
10th day incident. I
10
love it.
days
It'll
into
go
it.
down in the history books.
Uh,
But so we've been talking this whole time, and it's been so interesting hearing the origin story. But we haven't said anything about Halloween, and that was like the main. That was like
no,
the
we
main
did
thing.
a little bit.
We didn't at all. Like
my
we
God,
mentioned
I'm
that
so
we would
sorry.
talk about Halloween, and we didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, we said a little bit about the holiday spirit. I mean, the only thing I really wanted to say was it's gonna be crazy this
Gonna be
year,
crazy.
and then maybe we'll see somebody flip over a truck again.
Again.
Again, yeah.
Apparently it's supposed to be
Maybe.
sober, like in Shibuya, but then of
Yeah.
course if you just take one step out, you go to Ebisu or something, get a beer.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's still gonna be nutso. I think.
Sober,
think
sober
so.
meaning you can't buy alcohol anywhere
Yeah.
in the vicinity, but yeah, you could buy somewhere else and bring it in.
You
You
can get
also can't-
blasted and then just go
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And there's nobody
Yeah.
who can stop you from doing that. But it is. I do remember when I was in Shibuya a few years ago, like pre-pandemic. Yeah, you couldn't buy alcohol anywhere. in
Yeah,
Shibuya.
even in the donkey.
Anywhere.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
And we should say why though. And I just brought it up a little bit, but somebody flipped over a truck
Yep.
in 2018. Well, a few people. There's still a video of it. I'm sure if you look Shibuya Halloween
Wasn't that
truck flip.
2019? No.
I think it was 2018.
Okay. Oh,
And
right.
then they flipped over a truck for no reason. It's
Just 'cause
they were hyped.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
funny if you watch it, but it's also like, why are you flipping over trucks
Yeah.
at Halloween?
Why are you ruining this for everyone else?
Because it was kind of like a what do you call it? Wild Wild West of Tokyo Halloween until 2018, and then 2019 they brought all the security. They're like, no alcohol, you can't buy it.
Yeah.
And then obviously the pandemic hit in 2020, so not a lot of people were going out anyway.
Yeah.
And then 2021 was the same. So this is like the first
This is-
year
Yeah,
Yeah,
We're
it's
all
gonna
go
come back.
where
It's
it's
gonna come back.
possibly gonna go back. The
Then if-
security's gonna be crazy.
There's gonna we have to do like a Shibuya Halloween bingo. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Like, someone's gonna truck.
Someone's
and
gonna
then-
dress
Truck.
up as a truck.
Like,
No, that's such a good costume
That's
idea.
amazing. Truck-kun, dude.
Truck-kun.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, flip me over. Oh.
That's actually so good.
That would be
idea.
so
That's actually
good.
Let's all go. Let's get a huge one, and it's 4 of us
Yeah.
as
In a
one
truck.
truck.
We'll build a truck, and then people can try and push us over.
Oh my gosh, it's a meme in a meme. That's so good.
And then, of course, the borders have opened up now, so
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
gonna be a lot of
Oh, a
people.
lot
Like,
of visitors.
and if I was visiting Japan, this would be the time.
time.
Like, this would be
Yeah.
like the party time.
Yeah.
So
I know somebody
Exactly.
who is coming back, I think, for Halloween.
There you go.
Probably to stream it, actually.
Okay.
IRL stream.
There you go,
So,
It's gonna-
I think it's going to be crazy this
It's gonna be a
year.
party.
There's gonna be a lot of streamers from
Yeah.
all over the
Yeah.
world.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. I think so. There's already a few in Japan right now that's streaming a lot of Tokyo
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Right?
So I think it's pretty cool that people are going to be able to see, like, their fans are going to be able to see Japan, because they probably couldn't all these the last 2 to 3 years. So it'll be a good opportunity for them to really just see what Tokyo partying life is all about. 'Cause
right?
the truck pushing and stuff, all in all, is kind of like, holy crap, like, it's insane. But all in all, it's pretty nice. It's pretty okay.
It's
pretty
Like,
tame,
it's
yeah.
wholesome,
Yeah,
and it's a nice
Wholesome.
party town, I think.
Yeah.
Like, no
Yeah,
one
it's not
fights
bad.
and stuff like that, so
It's not bad.
it's not aggressive, Like,
But
yeah.
there's just so many people. Like, it's gotten
Yeah,
worse
it
every
sucks.
single year,
Yeah.
aside from the pandemic. Like,
Yeah.
there's more people every year. So it's gotten to be a little bit too much for me. So I'm like, my question is, are you guys gonna go this year?
No.
Are you
I'm
gonna-
avoiding Shibuya like the plague.
So what we do, like, during that time, what we'd like to do is, because there's a Shibuya cam, like, if we're streaming, we'll be at
Yeah.
home, and then
Yeah.
we'll just be
We
like
watch
watching
the
the
stream.
Shibuya cam, and
The
then we're like,
camera,
oh, look
yeah.
at that guy, that guy's naked, and that guy.
It's like, oh, look at that costume.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here. It's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
we're so glad that we're not
So
there.
funny.
And then
Yeah.
we're streaming that. We're streaming Shibuya while streaming at home, watching that with everybody. So it's
Yeah.
like
That's fun,
yeah.
actually. I think that's a great idea because you can see literally everything that's going on in the crossing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those people know where the cameras are, so they'll like perform to the camera. Like
Yeah.
there was that one typhoon year where like there was a typhoon and like nobody was there, and then one guy in like a Naruto costume like comes in and like performs and like gets like blown away, like literally gets blown away. I'm like, that guy's a warrior. That guy's a warrior.
It's his ninja way.
I didn't remember there was a typhoon Halloween.
It wasn't at Halloween, but it was the time when there was a huge typhoon in Japan.
Okay.
And people like
Oh,
had to
right.
like in Tokyo, and people had to evacuate.
Yeah.
There was one
Some-
dude, man.
some guy
like,
just,
he
like, I guess
he
the
just,
shit.
just came too, man. Like it was the perfect
I
moment.
love Tokyo.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
I'm going
Naruto
out, but-
Uzumaki from our English school.
Oh,
Maybe
let's
it
not
was
talk
him.
about that guy.
Maybe it was him.
That's a callback to episode 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going out to Halloween this year?
I'm going out. Kai's going out as
Oh, yeah.
one shot man.
Yeah.
One punch man. One shot man.
One Punch Man.
One shot, man.
One shot man. I'm going as Zoro from One Piece. I'm gonna film something. I still haven't really thought too much about it, but I want to go. Like, I think this is, it's been
You
like
gotta
4 years.
film it. if you
Yeah,
go.
you gotta get some footage.
And,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. Like, I might dye my hair green, actually.
Are you
Hey.
actually gonna do
yeah,
it?
yeah. Like, I don't see why not. Like,
Like
I don't have-
permanent? Or not?
Permanent, yeah. And then I'll dye it back, like, to brown afterwards.
Ooh.
Or I'll keep it. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. But like,
Yeah.
Green,
You never know.
I can't wait to see you with green,
green
hair.
hair
You've
with the
never
scar.
dyed your hair in all of the
No,
years
this-
I've known you.
Yeah, this would be the first time.
Whoa.
Ever. So I'm kind of like
Exciting.
excited, and I want to meet my One Piece nakama out.
Yes,
like,
yes. You'll
like,
find them.
See who I can like pose with and stuff. So yeah, I'll be there, and yeah, it'll be like this Saturday, I think mostly.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday's the
And
day.
one more thing about Halloween, I know I'm like bringing it back a little bit, but I don't think it was big until
Yeah.
like our year, maybe 2010. When
Was it big 2010?
so in 2010, I just remember this may be like the last topic we have to talk about. I think we have to wrap it up soon. But in
We didn't
2010,
talk about third culture kids at all.
yeah.
We did a little bit.
Did we?
of-
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
a little bit.
okay, good. All right.
2010 though, it was like just maybe Sophia Waseda Sills kids, Sophia FLA kids, and like Kikokushijo people who studied abroad, who were Japanese who went abroad and came back, and we would meet in like Shibuya around Hachiko, and it was just
Yeah.
Hachiko, and just the returnees
Okay.
or international students like the exchange students in 2010. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh
And
yes.
then there were some parties made by the like Sophia Express, was
Yes,
it?
yeah, they had some Halloween like kind of club parties.
Oh,
Didn't they?
okay.
They'd arranged some.
Right. It was
people-
very small and mostly just college kids.
It was mostly just like people
International
like us
college kids.
who were students.
Third culture kids.
Right.
No
Third
one was
culture
trick or treating ever. Trick or treating was
Yeah.
also.
Nobody knew what that was, and
I think-
it still was not a thing widely in Japan. So most normal Japanese people did not celebrate it. Like nobody dressed up. It was only the foreigners in Japan who would dress up. So I've been celebrating Halloween ever since I came to Japan, but nobody else was. I just remember it was me and a few like foreign exchange students.
Yes.
We'd do that, and then I think that's why there was a sign one year in the train stations. You remember it?
Yes.
They have like these manner signs, like
Yeah, they have,
good
yeah.
manners. And one year after Halloween was starting to pick up a little bit, it was like they just have like a drawing, like a cartoon of a bunch of people dressed up in costumes on the train, and it said, "Do it in your own country."
Do it in your own country, dude.
Yeah.
Please. Keep
I
it out of
swear
this
that's what it
country.
was. I
That's
remember it
fucked
so
up. I
well.
remember, dude. And in Japanese, they were like, 自分の国でやってください,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Like
Yeah.
an official
It
thing.
was
Official, like-
So dumb.
TSA
Like Tokyo
announcement.
Metro or something like that.
Oh man.
You might be able to find it if you Google search it.
That
'cause
did not age well, huh?
No, it
That
didn't.
did not age
It did
well.
not, because that is just so. I
Oh,
mean, I
God.
understand the feelings of local Japanese people having like people turn the city into a party just because of like some foreign
Mm-hmm.
event, like holiday. But I don't know. It's still very
That was
Yeah,
non-inclusive, you know.
Yeah.
it's not like they could make Christmas the biggest thing or
Right,
anything.
right.
Like
Or
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like
Right.
we don't even have any. It's just shogatsu. It's just
Yeah.
New Year's is all we got.
Yeah.
So
I know, but
Yeah.
ironically, like after that, it just started becoming more popular in Japan.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
even Japanese people started dressing up, and it became a whole thing.
it's crazy, dude.
No, yeah,
I think Japanese
everybody
people are
does it.
so good at their cosplays, like better
Yeah.
than like they're very serious about it. So I like just seeing what people do.
Yeah,
Very
it's true.
creative too.
Super creative.
But this is a hot take right here. Okay, those people with the SWAT outfits all the time, dude, get out of there, man.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
that-
yeah. There's
always some-
cheap ass SWAT outfits. Like I don't know about that.
I would respect somebody who dressed up as a security guard. That like
Yeah,
as
like
a security
as a security
guard
guard.
would be at Shibuya. So they're also like pretending to be security. But they're actually not. It's like move it, move it.
That's funny.
Like, get out, please.
I don't
That
actually
is
work here.
funny.
It's
With their
always-
whistle.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always the group of like SWAT like fuck boys, and then like it's like the girl version of that.
Girl version.
Yeah, and it's just like I see those, and I'm like, that's so lazy. Like,
Yeah.
Gray has a bone to pick with
Yeah.
these.
So,
Yeah.
like, hey, SWAT guys, I have a bone to pick with you guys, but don't
Don't do it.
just get away from me because you'll beat the shit out of me. Because you guys are always so swole. You guys are actually really buff. So.
are they?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I'm excited to see what costumes are going to be popular this year.
You know what you're gonna be?
I don't. I'm like, this is probably the longest that I have had no idea what I'm gonna do. So, and I'm not planning to actually go to Shibuya. Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm done with these crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't been there yet, because I have done it before, the actual Shibuya Crossing, which is the largest crossing in the world, is so packed. It's like being in a packed train where you cannot move.
You can only move like little
Little
step
steps.
and then step, and it's like you're
Yeah.
waiting in a Disney like ride
Yes.
line, right? But
To
it's just a crowd
just
of people.
go anywhere.
Yeah,
And your arms are like,
yeah.
you know, to your sides. You're just stuck in there. Like that was
We'll
the
see.
last time I went
Yeah.
to Shibuya.
That's
Yeah.
why they started making it the security say you can't stop. So
Yeah,
it's always
yeah,
moving.
yeah.
keep going,
That's
keep
true.
going.
So we'll see how it goes. But guys, I think we gotta wrap up
We
this
do.
Oh my God.
episode.
We had a
We do.
blast, dude. Sorry if
This
if
was
I
so fun.
derailed too much.
No, no.
Going forward.
That
I
was
honestly, we'll
perfect.
probably have to eventually have you guys back.
We will
Maybe.
We will be here at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys say the word, we'll
We
be
can
here.
actually talk about Third culture.
The second
Yeah.
edition, we might have to do that. One more thing also before we go is I had to give, this is like a very quick shout out to a viewer who was in Los Angeles I met. And so if you're listening to this, please post a comment on this YouTube video because he offered something very nice to me to do for this channel. However, I lost his contact.
Oh,
But I know he really liked the podcast, so hopefully he's listening and we'll post a comment and I'll be able to catch up with him.
Make
So,
sure you
Yes.
comment.
Yes, please comment.
Please, I met you
That's
in
super
LA,
nice.
in Japan, Tokyo, Little Tokyo. So.
Little Tokyo.
Little
Hopefully.
Quick shout
hopefully
out.
they're
Hopefully.
watching.
But,
Yeah.
long story short, that's it. Guys, thanks for coming out here.
Thank you guys so much for
So
having
much.
us. I hope we
Yeah.
were
Enjoyed
like
it.
So
okay,
fun.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching and
Yeah.
listening to the Half and Half podcast.
Yes.
Not Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say
Hunter.
I'm still ready. There's another
Chapter
2-hour
Versailles.
segment of me talking about my theory.
At some point. At some
In the
point.
Are you
supplemental.
reading the new manga?
Yes,
Just
I
real
got
quick.
bought the jump yesterday.
Okay, I heard it's like very confusing because it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, so 3 hours. You want to talk about that?
Ooh, yeah, we can go on for another hour.
All
All right, yeah, but thank you guys so much for coming, and
Absolutely.
thank you guys for tuning in, listening, and watching. And we'll see you guys in another episode of Half and Half.
Yes.
Support this podcast.
Support
It's
it. We have a
amazing.
Patreon too. All right.
Check out the Patreon.
Okay.
Check
Bye,
it out.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Take care.